Talk with Maria. I'm your host, Maria, and today we're shining a light on the work of vital home care workers and compassionate individuals who make it possible. Today, our first guest is Miss Mildred Gallery. How are you, Mildred?
I'm doing great, and I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy to have you. Tell us all about your wonderful journey of home care.
So I have been in home care for over 30 years.
Yes.
You know this because
Yes.
we've been friends for quite some time.
Absolutely.
Great minds do think alike. And I have gone from starting off as a home care worker. I still do the work because I absolutely love it, to owning my own LLC, and to now working with a wonderful company, GR Home Care. So I've gone through many different transitions in home care, but I'm so happy to be on a show that focuses and that talks about the journey of the home care worker and the family, the company, and everything in between.
You know, it's so important for people to understand that after seniors have aged and done all the wonderful things that they have done for us, that it should not just be pushed aside. They should be cared for. And one of the things we want to deliver is to ensure that every senior feels comfortable, knows that they are loved.
Yes.
What do you think about the surge of home care?
Well, the baby boomers are at the age. The surge of home care is more than I think we can handle right now. And so that's why we're in a crisis. But together we can get it together. Together with our government and with our companies and the wonderful schools. Home Health Aid Institute is by far the best because that's where it starts. It starts with the right knowledge. We all know knowledge is power.
Yes.
And so when we are trained properly, we can go into the home and perform properly and also have the confidence to do the job.
I totally agree with you. You know, there's so many people coming into the Americas to practice and to train and to care for people. And there's so many people needing care. There's a great shortage. What do you think about the shortage of home care?
Well, it's horrible. And the shortage is because the home care worker at this particular moment does not get paid what they deserve, honestly. The truth be told, dog walkers get paid more than some home health aides, and that is not how it should be. If we want our families and our loved ones to stay home like they want to stay home, I mean, we want to grow old at home, right? We want to stay home. That's really what our goal is. And so if we have the right home care, then we get to stay home.
I totally agree. Why would someone want to leave their home after they've built it and grown and have their kids, and then the kids move out and then you have to move in, and sometimes you have to move in with other kids. You know, I commend the families that take care of their parents and have them stay home and go through all the wonderful moments of their aging process. After all, it's a journey, and it's a wonderful journey. And, it's so important.
And all of this, like you say, the journey of staying home is that it's a journey.
Yes,
because you have to learn how to navigate the system, how to get on board to receive the services that you need. So there are many different levels of home care also. But I want to say that for the people that are struggling to be cared for, that don't know how to start the process, don't know how to navigate, don't know step one or what to do.
Right.
That's why we're here. We want to talk about, Maria wants to talk about everything that goes on here, from step one to whatever step that we end at, because it changes all
Once
the
it
time.
takes them home, they're comfortable.
Yeah.
They can age gracefully. They can get the care that they need.
There's
They can
no
feel
one
happy
size
at home.
fits all.
There's no one size fits all. We have a lot of interesting guests and a few seniors that are in our audience today that we're going to bring up and feel how they felt to be home and have a home care worker take care of them. What are your thoughts on caregivers?
Well, that's the most important job in home care. So we have all the skills that come in, and we're so grateful and thankful for the OTs, the PTs, and our nurses and our doctors. But I want to say to the home care workers, thank you for your service. It's because
I totally
of you
agree.
that our family members and our elderly get to stay home. Not to mention, when the home care workers, when we show up everybody else can go to work. So in essence, we save everybody's job. That's how I look at it. So I applaud the home care workers and I say thank you. Um, and I also want to say for anyone that is pursuing a home care job or wants to, please, there are, Westbury Institute is there. They have classes day and night and evening, and please join this profession. People need you.
Yes, it's a much needed profession. Caring is sharing. One has to take a heart. It's not just about the money.
And for all the home care workers that are entering your home, I know that it's scary for the client because we're going into your sanctuary, but know that it's also scary for the home health aide as well that's going into your home. So let's have consideration on both ends, and to know also that home care workers on some level have been villainized, and I want us to stop that. And I want us to just also talk about the good stories, and like you say, your other guests that are going to be on here, because home care is beautiful for the client and for the home health aide. People that do this work love doing it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mildred. We have to take a break. When we return, our caregiver spotlight, we will meet Samita, so don't go away. Stay tuned.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Talk with Maria. Joining us is Samita Gonzalez, a dedicated caregiver. Samita, welcome to the Talk with Maria show.
Thank you so much. Thank you
How
for the
are you?
invitation. I'm fine, thank you.
Wow. How long have you been a caregiver?
I've been a caregiver for almost 2 years.
Nice. And what made you want to become a caregiver?
To be honest, my mom.
Really, that is so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you come all the way from what country?
El Salvador.
Oh my God, so you brought your warm heart from El Salvador all the way to America, and you are a caregiver.
Yes.
That is such a wonderful thing. How do you feel when you go into someone's home for the first time, you've never met them, and you are walking into their home to take care of them?
First, you feel nervous because you don't know the person who you're gonna care. But actually, when you, day by day, you meet person like Edna, you know.
She met all my family.
So you've gone to Edna's home, you've taken care of her.
Yes.
Wonderful. So welcome, Mrs. Carrera. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Wonderful, because you got nice people working for you.
Oh my goodness. How do you feel about Samita? How long has she been
I
caring
love
for you?
her. She's like my daughter.
Wow, that is so nice.
Honest to God, she's so good.
So she comes to your home. Tell me a few of the things that she does for you.
Oh, she comes and she sets up breakfast for me in the morning and takes me to the stores if I want to go, whichever stores. And she does my clothes, washes my clothes and dries them, bring them back upstairs, because I'm not too good for going up and downstairs.
That's wonderful. So you enjoy her cooking.
Yeah.
You enjoy her company.
She's wonderful. She takes me out to eat a lot of times.
Oh, that is so precious. How do we enjoy our having to stay home and having someone take care of us? Isn't that a joy?
Yeah, the joy is right. I'm never used to that. I had my whole family that I took care of. And then I had my husband, but then he died. He passed away like 20 years ago.
Oh, 20 years ago.
I've been alone 20 years, and it doesn't bother me. I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay. That's wonderful. And then you have Samita coming in. And may we ask how young you are?
I'll be 91 in October.
Oh my goodness, you look fabulous. I am so happy that you came to the Talk with Maria show today. I wish you the best.
Thank you, Maria.
What would you like to
You're
say?
a sweetheart.
Thank you so much. What would you like to say to Zamita today?
That I love her, and she's like one of my kids. She's like one of my daughters.
You came all the way from El Salvador. What kind of home care do you exist in El Salvador?
To be honest, in my country, it's very different. It's not easy to find like HHA like here. So in my country, we try to take care of each other, but it's very different from.
Well, I guess taking care of your mom exuberates the fact that you want to take care of someone else. And since you love your mom so much, and that's the tradition of just caring for your family, you took that love, that whole bulk of love, and you shared it with Edna.
It's one of the experience I have. My mom teach me how to take care of other people, you know, because it's the only one we can give with love, with your heart.
Samita, do you see yourself taking another certification, doing something else along the home care lines?
I would like to take the CNA class to be a nurse.
Okay.
So in the future, I think I will do.
I think you would do that too. I mean, with Edna at your side, what do you think,
You're
Edna?
a wonderful nurse.
I think she'll be a wonderful nurse too. So coming from Edna, you have your blessings. Thank you so much again for coming to our show. It was a pleasure having you, and a pleasure having you, Mrs. Carrera. Enjoy the rest of your life, and God bless you.
Same with you.
Thank you so much. So stay tuned. In our next Caregiver Spotlight, we'll meet Terry Hamilton. Don't go away.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
The Talk with Maria show went on the road, and we recently caught up with some healthcare professionals. Let's take a look at who we met. I am elated. It's nothing better than when you have walked a walk of home care and you can now sit in our leader's seats. Mr. Fernando, sitting here with me from Shaw Home Care in Jersey, I might add, has his own home care agency, but he came from a background of caring. He will tell you the wonderful story of how he started and where he's at now, and the wonderful project of special care that he has introduced to home care.
Well, I was a CNA for many years. Then I transitioned to hospital systems, became a patient care technician for many years as well. And then at one point, I said I needed some more. I pursued some nursing degree, but I was more inclined towards the business side. So my wife and I, we decided to open a home care agency in New Jersey called Shore Home Care Services. We just made 10 years in this past August, very successful 10 years, and we're looking forward to the next 10 years.
You're not just taking patients because you want to make money. You've created a nice little niche for your patients so they can stay at home, they can understand the care that you're sharing with them. They must just love you, Fernando. Tell me about this special device, this special little niche that you've created.
Due to all the training I had throughout the years, I realized that there were 5 simple things that a provider could do to make sure that a senior can remain at home for the longest time possible, and that's our goal. I don't know if you know this, but I think AARP says 92% of seniors want to age at home right now. They don't want to go into a facility or anywhere. So I created this simple program which is based out of 5 principles. The 5 principles are safety at home, physical exercises, mental exercises, nutrition, and companionship and socialization. So we train our workforce to implement these 5 principles when they get a new assignment. And it could mean simple things as taking a walk with the client around the house, weather permitting, or making sure they're getting the right nutrition, they're not eating too many carbs or the bread all the time. So try for them to have a nice balanced diet. Simple exercises within a wheelchair, they can put YouTube and watch, exercises for seniors. Yeah, play some music, play some dominoes, play some cards, read the news, watch the news, and help them. Because what I noticed, because I did the work for many years, I could say that I wasn't the greatest aid as far as making the beds and assisting with showers. I wasn't that great at that. But what I always was praised was my personality and the interaction I offered to my clients. So I thought of that, and I think that I need to create something that is going to address all these other things besides personal care. Because anybody can do personal care, really. But the other components, you need a special person to do them and care for the senior in a certain manner that's going to help them age at home with dignity and grace and thrive and be happy and enjoy their senior years.
You know what? We could do a lot of things. I could be an engineer, you could be a lawyer, we could be a doctor, we could be a lot of different personalities. But when you took the onus of caring for people at home, you did an excellent job. I could see from your heart that you enjoy what you do. I'm sure your wonderful wife praises you every day. All your patients are happy that they would show home care. Fernando, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by to Talk with Maria's show today. And all the best. We'll be keeping in touch with you.
Welcome back to the Talk with Maria show. In this show, we are spotlighting home health care workers. Joining me is Terry. We are going to discuss career paths in this industry. Welcome, Terry.
Thanks for having me, Maria.
You're so welcome. Listen, you have gone through a lot of ups and downs, coming all the way from Jamaica and being a caregiver in America. How does one resonate to do this?
Care begins at home in Jamaica, where I'm from. Care begins at home. It begins from our parents, my mom, my father, my aunt. It's naturally embedded in us.
Do you have home care in Jamaica, or everyone just takes care of each other?
Everyone just takes care of each other. So transitioning here into America was pretty much smooth. It's so smooth.
Tell me a memorable moment that you've shared with a client.
If I ever run 10 minutes or 5 minutes late, they'll be blowing up the phone, making sure I'm coming. I have clients that cry if I don't even show up or I'm a few minutes late.
Oh.
They rely on me.
On your wonderful care.
There's such a bond. You begin to bond with the family because you become like family. So it's such a wonderful feeling.
Wonderful. Where did you get your education?
I started out as a HHA at Westbury at the O'Malley 8 Institute.
Nice.
And I further as a CNA. I'm looking to go to an RN. So I am now signing up with the VEBS to continue my LPN soon, but I really started out at HHAI in Westbury Post Avenue. Really wonderful.
So you started off as a home health aide, you went to the Home Health Aide Training Institute, then you went to become a certified, so you're currently a certified nursing assistant as well.
Sure.
So what do you want to tell people who are just thinking, I'm just a home health aide and maybe I want to become a CNA? What would you want to tell them?
This is lovely. It's a lovely experience. People are living longer. They need care. They need us. And from an home health aide, you transition into a certified nursing assistant and you keep climbing the ladder straight until you become a nurse. It's wonderful.
So you're enjoying being, as we say, an immigrant caring for the seniors in America.
I love it. It's a wonderful experience.
Are you planning to jump right into being an LPN first and then being a registered nurse? What's your plans?
I'm planning right to jump into LPN. I have this burning desire. I love to give care. I have to be a nurse. This begins at home, way back home in Jamaica. Like I said before, my mother, my father, they're still dependent on me. They need me, they need nurses, they need us.
What would you say to your fellow Jamaicans that are home that would like to come to America?
Skilled nursing, home health aide, it's the very best and most wonderful experience I've had.
Thank you so much, Terry. I wish you so much success in your career. I guess the next time we'll be sitting with each other, you would be an RN or an LPN. Either way, keep on keeping on. Thank you so much for coming to our show.
Thanks for having me, Maria.
You're very welcome. We'll be right back.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
To Talk with Maria. With me to discuss the business of home care is Nicole Peralta. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Maria.
It is a pleasure to have you on our show today. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's my pleasure being here today, sharing this big opportunity.
You've stood the test of time with home care. How long have you been in home care?
Well, I've been in home care since 2007 when I met you.
What's the most intriguing part of home care to you?
The most intriguing part of home care is doing the job placements, getting to know your clients, their needs, and hearing them out to pair them up with the correct caregiver. The best part is when you hear your clients out and the family has a peace of mind, knowing that they're leaving their loved ones in good hands.
I think everyone would just enjoy that component, because when you have to go to work and you have to leave your family and you have to leave them in the hands of a stranger, it definitely becomes something that you want to be, you want to rest assured that everything is okay.
It's scary not knowing who's coming to your home, how they're going to treat your loved one, how they're going to care for them, and having to leave them in the hands of a stranger. It is scary, and people are hesitant to leave their loved ones in a stranger's hands, but hearing them out and knowing what their needs are and placing the correct person, that's what makes the change. Knowing that that connection is there and building that relationship with your clients and getting to know their needs.
I think that's so important because after your parents have aged and you still have to continue your journey of working, going into the field, sometimes it's so hard just to think, how do you find a caregiver to keep your parents home? Rather than going into a nursing home or an assisted living, caring at home is, I think, the best thing.
But again, it also begins at the training that these caregivers receive, how they're trained, so that they know what to expect when they go into the client's home. So I think that's the foundation.
I feel to be a home health aide, you ought to be trained, you ought to be understanding of what the job description is. And of course, the mega ingredient in caring is taking your heart and your love into someone's home.
The fact that you teach your students the foundation of being in a home, in an actual home setting, means a lot. They know what to expect. It's not like they're practicing with dummies. They're practicing with real people, with each other. And you give them that comfort when they come into the school, into the institute, just popping my head in and walking in on a daily basis and seeing how you train them, it really prepares them for what to expect in reality, to the point of when they're coming in to budgeting.
That's right.
When they go into the client's home, they have to make sure that they bring their own supplies, such as paper toilet, the napkins, the washing the hands, not to run up the client's expenses. It means a lot how you start your foundation. And it really makes a difference when they're going to the client's home, just hearing the feedback from the family and from other people that are involved. Healthcare proxies reach out to me, thanking me for the quality of students that I'm sending in, of quality of aides that I'm sending into their home to care for their loved ones. So it really means a lot.
What's your take on cell phones in the patient's home?
Oh, cell phones, where can we start? It is a big problem, but I love the fact that when you have the students first come into your home, into your school, you collect their phones. You take them away just so that they're trained not to be on their phones as the day goes by. So it really prepares them and really gets them off the phone.
You know what, I feel once you're sitting in a client's home, the care, the 5 ADLs is very important. You do not want a client to slip and fall on your watch. You do not want a client to shift, or if they want something or if there's something going wrong, they must be able to identify all the aspects of the care that they're entrusted to. And so I feel having your phones, I know phones are almost like a delirium. Everyone wants to hold that phone and have it. It's like a phony situation these days. Everyone has a phone and they sleep with it and wake up with it. But when you're in a patient's home, you want to be able to put that phone aside so you can take care of that patient.
Absolutely. You want your caregivers to actually engage with your clients and know a little bit about them, get to know them, hear them out, know what they've been through. And that's what they want. That's what they want, to engage with their caregivers.
What do you think about the new CDPAP situation?
Ooh, CDPAP. I am in big disagreement with what's going on with the cut that has taken. I believe that many clients will be affected. Why? Because not just clients alone, but family members rely on these loved ones to care for these clients, and it's not fair. It's not fair that they're getting this cut and it's not beneficial. They're taking the budget and taking it on other things that don't need that, that don't need that.
I know that you hire a lot of people and you go through a lot of planning to make them have jobs. You do such a good job with that. What do you want to tell the workers that wants to come to do home care?
So I do recommend for everyone to go get their training. We do partner up with Home Health Aid Training Institute in Westbury. And we do the job placement upon completion. There's jobs everywhere, and this is a field that you can evolve into different aspects of home care. This is just the beginning, it's just the foundation. So go for it. The sky is the limit.
Nicole, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure. We've made full circle today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining me on the Talk with Maria today. I hope you found our conversation informative and inspiring. Until the next time, stay curious and keep exploring.